Anxiety is a normal part of life, and we can all experience it from time to time. But what happens when it becomes ongoing? Anxiety can affect our relationships, our work life, our school life, our wishes of accomplishing things in life, our goals. Want to learn more about anxiety and how to deal with it effectively? Stay tuned. Dr. Ted here, and welcome back to the channel. And today's topic is anxiety. Anxiety disorders and how we can better deal with them. The World Health Organization, WHO, Harvard University, and the University of Michigan surveyed 27 countries regarding mental health issues, trying to discover what are some major problems that countries are dealing with. And these were countries, developed countries and developing countries. So worldwide, anxiety disorders 2.4% to 18.2%, and in the US it was 18.1% of individuals were seen as having an anxiety disorder. WHO estimates that 1 in 5 people in times of an emergency will experience anxiety, depression. Our current pandemic that we are in, these lockdowns, social isolation, these things are not helping our anxiety levels. There are several main anxiety disorders: generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorders, phobia-related disorders. Generalized anxiety disorder deals with fear, worry. Some symptoms include, let me read them off for you: difficulty controlling thoughts, feelings, being easily tired, feeling restless or on edge, having problems concentrating, sleeping problems, getting to sleep, getting enough sleep, being short-tempered, easily to get angry, and muscle tension. Now, to qualify for this to be seen as a generalized anxiety disorder, these symptoms, some of them, all of them, need to be present most days and for at least 6 months. Panic disorder. Panic attacks are an unexpected, intense fear triggered by a fear of an object, a situation. Some symptoms include trembling or shaking, shortness of breath or choking, pounding heartbeat, accelerated heartbeat, sweating, fear of being out of control. Phobia-related disorders. A phobia can be a real great fear, a dislike of an object, a situation, even, for example, an animal. And this fear, dislike can really be out of proportion for the actual situation. Let me give you an example. A lot of people have fears of snakes and spiders, things like that. Now, when you really compare a little spider to a human being, it's very, very small, right? And so that can be really built up in the person's mind to be afraid of it, but really it doesn't really represent anything significant in terms of hurting you. Other phobias could be heights, closed spaces, fear of meeting strangers, talking to people, using public transportation. Just a few of the common fears out there, phobias out there. I can share with you an anxiety that I have to kind of show you some of the strategies that I bring in to help me deal. And some anxiety I have is producing sometimes these YouTube videos. For one, learning these complex software programs, these editing programs. I studied psychology at school and a lot of kind of human-oriented subjects. I did not study photo editing. I did not study video editing. So that has been kind of a little bit of anxiety for me to kind of, how do I do this? I'm not kind of getting frustrated. Another thing, number two, what kind of content? What kind of content could be made that is meaningful to you, the viewer? What can you take away from these videos that will be beneficial? Number three, getting these things done, these videos done in a certain time period. For example, a week between videos. And sometimes, again, life takes a hold, right? And gee, I can't get the video out, but that can be quite anxiety provoking for myself. So how can I deal with things? My first way of dealing with anxiety, reading more, learning more about it. In particular, a book that has been really beneficial to myself is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. How he went through his own struggles and challenges and learned that you are not the mind. You need to watch the mind and watch how the mind is kind of working you up in various situations, how it's kind of getting you all over the place, working up your anxiety, your kind of stress levels. So I encourage you, learn more about yourself. Take the time to learn, to read more, to kind of see how maybe you're working yourself up for no real reason. Are you watching your mind? My second way of dealing with anxiety, exercise. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard this over the years through various self-help courses, information, but we can never underestimate that. I've been exercising for over 30 years, and the benefits that I have gained from it, and also the research supports it. From a physical level, helping you kind of reduce blood pressure problems, hypertension, other issues like that, to mental problems, psychological problems. How by exercising and getting out those good endorphins, feeling good, kind of getting out that stress, you can really have a more calm mind, a more relaxed mind, not so tensed up. I don't believe that if all this energy inside of us doesn't kind of get pushed out, it will stay with us, right? It'll be continuously with us. So help get that energy out, and exercise is an excellent way to do that. Number three, get out. Get out in nature. We need to take a break, right? I mean, we can be really locked down at our desks, kind of chained to a computer, chained to an office, chained to a certain situation, a workplace. Can you get out and give yourself a break? And by doing so, you can kind of have some reflection time. You can kind of stand back a little bit. Maybe see things differently because you're not so engaged in this tunnel. So if you can, try to get out, and particularly in nature. And if you can engage in something that is physically active, more the better. Visualization, goal setting. Where do you want to go, right? What are you seeing for yourself? What do you want to achieve? If we don't have kind of a vision, a goal of what we want to do, we can kind of go all over the place. Oh, maybe I'll do this, maybe I do that, and that kind of can build up. Then we're not feeling that we're accomplishing, we're procrastinating, and that in itself is really anxiety, stress provoking, because we want to do something, we don't know, so trying this, trying that, and at the same time we're getting tired and just frustrated. So try to figure out a plan. For myself and my videos, I kind of create a plan of 1 to 2 hours a day working on these videos. And if I don't get one done within a week's time, I'll carry it over to the next week. Okay? I'll carry it over and we'll see if we can maybe learn some better time management skills for in the future, but I don't want to get overstressed out. I want to have my plan of how much time I want to put into it, so again, I have that balance so I don't feel overloaded, overstressed. My last strategy, looking at your daily routines, the things that you just take for granted every day. And I would say start with your eating patterns. Are you eating well? Are you kind of engaging in a healthy diet? A diet that gives you good energy? Or are you engaging in some junk food, for example, that maybe is not the best for you, that kind of doesn't give you the power that you need to kind of push through things? Look at sleeping also and technology. Going to bed every night? Bringing your gadget with you, your device, you should say. When you're in bed, are you kind of ongoingly playing games, surfing, chatting, doing things like that? When during that time, you're supposed to be kind of coming down, kind of relaxing, so that you can get a good full night's rest to kind of help you through the next day. Are you getting enough sleep? People who don't get enough sleep, next day, very challenging. So set some limits on what you're going to do at night. The technology, putting that away at a certain time, having a certain bedtime can be very beneficial. And I know for myself, when I get a good night's sleep, I'm much more able to take on the world and do things and have less feelings of that stress, that anxiety. In conclusion, I hope this video on anxiety disorders has helped you better understand them and provided you some tips, some strategies on how to better deal with them. We're all faced with anxiety. That's part of life. But how we deal with it can really help us move forward in life, so we're not dominated by it. We achieve what we want to do. We have fulfilling lives. Until the next video, which will be next week, wishing you the best mental health. Want more content on mental health? Have a look at this video.